I'm testing myself to complete Pokemon Blue with every single Pokemon in a solo challenge. The rules are as follows. In battle, I'm only allowed to use the chosen Pokemon for the run. No items in battle. Outside of battle is fine. And no glitches and exploits with one exception. That one exception is the badge boost glitch. When a stat changing move is used on a Pokemon, they gain a boost depending on what badges you have. I can't control what moves other Pokemon use on me, therefore this glitch is fair game. So a Pokemon using Leer on me would improve the rest of my stats. So I feel that using a move such as Growth is fair game because I can't control what the other Pokemon is using on me. Which brings me onto this challenge. We are using Bulbasaur for our first one. Bulbasaur's stats, as you can see, are fairly limited because it's a first form Pokemon. The 65 for special is quite good. Obviously, with it being Gen 1, the special stat is a single stat rather than it being split. Learn set wise, Bulbasaur only gets normal grass and poison type moves, which is an issue when coming up with ghosts. I see myself mostly keeping Razor Leaf for this one and Growth for the badge boost. And then TM wise, we've got the likes of Body Slam in there. There are psychic type moves, but none of them are damaging. And again, we've got a poison type move with Toxic, but that's about it. So we'll see how we do. Okay, let's start off with our first attempt at our challenge. We are going to name ourselves Watson, as that is obviously the name of the channel. And then I'm just going to pick a generic name for the rival. I do call him Red, as you will see in a second. So this run is going to be Bulbasaur only. It's my first time really doing one of these runs and properly editing it down, so there's going to be a few teething errors, bits that I could leave out, bits that I don't leave out. So it's been a while since I played Pokemon as well, so I believe here I go through each of the different balls until I find Bulbasaur. For some reason, Bulbasaur's at the end. No idea why, but there you go. So yeah, we get Bulbasaur, we nickname him Cabbage, and then we do our first fight against our rival, which, as you will see, I actually lose the first fight against the rival, but I mean, the first fight doesn't matter. So yeah, we literally just go through and tackle it, and it uses Growl a lot, and then ends up knocking us out. It's what it is. First fight doesn't matter. After that, I do go to Viridian Forest and grab a load of extra levels by fighting all of the trainers in Viridian Forest, and then I come back to fight our rival. I use Leech Seed on his Pidgey straight off, and then try a bunch of tackles. It does get a bunch of sand attacks off and completely ruins all of my accuracy. We level up though. We get to level 13 to learn Vine Whip, which is going to help us immensely for this first part of the game. I'm trying to use Vine Whip on the Charmander. I eventually hit it a couple of times. The sand attack really ruined my accuracy. But yeah, we beat our second rival fight. It's just a bonus one that you can do. It's it's an optional fight, rather. We'll get there with words. And then after that, we go and do our first gym. Okay, Brock's gym. I do fight the trainer in here as well, just to get a little bit of extra experience points. We've got Vine Whip, so it makes it really easy. I think they're both one shots. No, the Sandshrew is a 2-shot. We take it out with tackle. Don't know why we're waiting there. Really weird. We go straight on to fight Brock because obviously we don't need to heal. We're going to one-shot both of these Pokemon anyway. They are both quad weak to grass. So yeah, 2 one-shots. Both these Pokemon go down. We are at a level where we can evolve, but we're not going to evolve for this one. We're only going to use Bulbasaur. So with Brock defeated, our next stop now is Mount Moon and then Cerulean City. I'm going to skip Mount Moon. You don't need to see that. And then we'll get to Cerulean City on the other side. Here we are then, lovely water town, Cerulean City, home of the water gym, which we go and do straight away because, of course, we do have a Bulbasaur and we have the advantage. We fight the trainers in the gym. We are level 21 now, 22, as we've just leveled up. Everything in here is just a one-shot anyway, so we take it all out fairly quick. Not a problem. Well, it's not a one-shot. It's mostly a one-shot. It's close. This Goldeen does actually confuse me and then uses Peck. Does it KO us? No, it doesn't. It was close. It was very close. We had 9 HP left. So yeah, Misty's fairly easy fight as well. We're going to show her off in a second. The turbo speed's not helping me there. And in future games, I'll just like... What are we doing? Am I depositing... I've got a Paris for like cut and dig, but I'm not entirely sure why we decided to deposit it there. So yeah, Misty. One of the few times I remember to save. Misty goes about as well as you expect. She sends out Staryu first. We send out our Cabbage. And we're just going to use Vine Whip on it. The Staryu, because Misty's got good AI, the Staryu will mostly use Tackle because Water's not very effective. Obviously, Tackle's not going to do much. Staryu manages to do 5 damage there. Take it out with 2 Vine Whips. Next up is Starmie, which goes about the same. Starmie is actually faster than us and does crit us, which is worrying because it did 15 damage, and as you can see, it's going to take a couple of Vine Whips to knock it out. It gets a second critical hit to do another 14 damage, takes us down to 21 HP, and then Misty decides to use Next Defend. Because of course she does. Not that it's going to help because we're using a special attack, but... and then another tackle from Starmie. That one only does 9 damage because it didn't get a crit. And we take it out. And we'll level up to 23. And then we're going to go straight on to Rival 2. Well, 3, I suppose. Okay, our third rival fight. It sends out Pidgeotto first. We hit it with a Leech Seed. It hits us with a Sand Attack. And then we trade quick attacks, Sand Attacks, Tackles, what have you. And then he sends out Abra. I think this one we actually lose, if I remember. Because I can't hit this Rattata. Yeah, pretty certain this one's a loss. There we go. Yeah, too many Sand Attacks from the Pidgeotto. We couldn't hit the Rattata, which is a pain. Yeah. And then we reset. And then I realised that I didn't beat Misty, so I'm going to beat Misty again. Okay, this time I have saved it before fighting my rival again. This time Pidgeotto mostly uses Gusts and only hits us with 1 Sand Attack. We are on 25 HP, but I'm not going to be able to do much with that. We hit the Rattata with a Vine Whip and a Tackle. Charmander comes out. We missed a couple of times, but we managed to get it. Oh no, we don't. So that was the third attempt at Rival 3. Yeah, for some reason Bulbasaur struggled with this bit. We're going to Vine Whip the Pidgeotto. There we go, we'll swap back to tackle. So, this time Pidgeotto didn't get any send attacks off, and I'm also going to Leech Seed the Abra. And I'm going to get a Leech Seed, knock it out, so that we go into the rest of the fight with full health. We're just going to Growl, and we're just going to leech away all of its life. And then we're going to go into Rattata in a second. We've got full health going into Rattata. It gets a crit with quick attack. We get a crit with our Vine Whip. And then Charmander comes out. We hit it with a couple of Vine Whips, and we finally take it out. So yeah, that was Rival 3. It gave us a little bit of a problem, but we got there in the end. And then obviously the next bit is like the bridge and stuff. So we're gonna come back on Rival 4 in the SSN. Okay, we are now at the SSN. I have found and taught Bulbasaur Body Slam now. So that's going to give us a huge advantage. We one-shot the Pidgeotto with Body Slam. We one-shot Raticate with Razor Leaf. We one-shot Kadabra with Body Slam. And then we two-shot the Charmeleon with Body Slam as well. Paralyzing the Charmeleon as well in the process. So yeah, Rival Fight 4 went really quickly, really easily. No problem with that. And then we're going to go straight on to fighting Lieutenant Surge. Do I go straight from the SSN, or do I go back and heal first? I go and heal, okay. So we're going to go and heal, ready for our fight with Lieutenant Surge and get the Paras out of the box. In future runs, I don't actually box the Pokemon. I keep them on me. I don't know why I decided to box them on this first run. We're going to teach Paras Cut anyway. And we're also going to teach it Dig, which just helps with general going backwards and forwards a bit later on. And I also get rid of a load of nonsense that I don't need. Is that it? TMs, yeah. Helix Fossil. There we go. Lieutenant Surge now. Come on, Watson. Oh, we go and do the fan club first thing at the bike voucher. Of course we do. I will cut most of this out in future runs. I just want to show a little bit more for this first one. There we go. We get our cut on. And then we're going to search for the switch in Lieutenant Surge's gym. I'm pretty certain I don't fight any of these trainers, if I recall. Oh, there's only trash here. We found the first switch. Oh, there we go. Got that pretty quick. Lieutenant Surge. So, Lieutenant Surge is going to start off with Voltorb. Obviously, electric types, most of them are going to be faster than me. I think the Pikachu's not faster. We are level 30. We use Razor Leaf on the Voltorb. It uses Screech and lowers our defense. I do later on in the run take off the moves. I don't know why I decided to keep them on like earlier on like this, but it is what it is. We're going to use Razor Leaf on the Voltorb. It's done 20 damage with Sonic Boom because Sonic Boom only does 20 damage. But we take out Voltorb with a critical hit. Next up is Pikachu. Razor Leaf again, yeah. Good job. Should KO it. Razor Leaf's got a really high critical hit rate. There we go. And lastly, we have Raichu. Raichu is definitely faster than us, but it uses Growl, which fails because Gen 1. Razor Leaf shouldn't KO it. Yeah, look, it only did like a third of its damage. Uses Thunderbolt on us. Thunderbolt does about 15 damage. We're not in any position where we're going to lose this one. Second Razor Leaf didn't get a critical hit again, which is absurd. But it is what it is. 14 more damage with Thunderbolt. Again, we've still got 24 health left. It's not going to KO us anytime soon. It's using its best move. We finally get that crit with Razor Leaf. It probably didn't matter. And we take out Lieutenant Surge. That means now we are free to take the rock tunnel to Lavender Town. And then from Lavender Town, we go on to Celadon City. And fight Erica and the Rocket Game Corner. Okay, so we are fighting Giovanni at the Rocket Game Corner. He sends out Onyx first. We one-shot it with Razor Leaf. We one-shot the Rhyhorn with Razor Leaf. And we almost one-shot Kangaskhan with Razor Leaf. Not quite. We'll finish it off with a Body Slam though. We are now level 38, so obviously Giovanni, our first fight with Giovanni went really easily. As you might expect, with him being a primarily ground-type trainer. We fight this random rocket grunt on the way out because I forget that he's stood there, which opens that door up. We have to fight this other random rocket grunt. One shot with the Razor Leaf, two shots with the Razor Leaf, as you do, and then I remember I can dig out. I do get better at that eventually. Okay, we're going to the Celadon store. I'm going to come back at the gym fight. Okay, we are ready to fight Erica. I do remember to save before I fight her. With Erica being grass poison, most of the time she's going to use poison type attacks, which the AI believes is super effective because we are a grass poison type and it only recognizes the first type. It goes about as well as you expect. I use Body Slam a lot. It knocks out all three of our Pokemon. No problem, because she's trying to use poison type moves on Bulbasaur and they don't work. We do get Mega Drain here. I am going to use Mega Drain for this run. So we'll have Body Slam, Growth, Mega Drain, and Razor Leaf. I'm going to try out different movesets on Pokemon that have evolved forms over time. So the Ivysaur run will be a different moveset. And then hopefully by the time we get to Venusaur, we'll have our set that I think is probably going to be best. So yeah, next up we are going to Fuchsia City. No, not. I lied. We're going to get Fly. We're going to go back to Lavender Town. We're going to fight our rival again. Then we're going to go to Fuchsia City. Okay, we are back in Lavender Town for a 5th rival fight. Red's going to send out Pidgeotto. We are going to just Body Slam it and two-shot it. We are quite a bit higher level than him now, so this should be pretty easy. His Execute does actually send us to sleep, which was a bit of a pain, but nothing too bad happened from that. He's next going to send out his Gyarados, which we hit with Razor Leaf. I think this is a two-shot. So there's one Razor Leaf. Very nearly knocked it out. It's probably a range. It uses Bite, which does about 11 damage. We'll finish it off with a Body Slam. Next up, we have... Oh, we level up. Level 40. Yay. Kadabra. Kadabra should be one shot with Body Slam. Boop. There we go. One shot with Body Slam. And... lastly is his Charmeleon. Charmeleon with Body Slam. With Paralyze. And then it's fully paralyzed, so easy peasy. And that is Rival Fight 5. Next up is Fuchsia City. Okay, this is the first attempt at Koga. If I remember correctly, this was a failed attempt. You'll see why in a minute. So, he sends out Coughing first. Out comes our little Bulbasaur, and we start using growths. We're gonna, now that we've learnt growth, we're gonna take full advantage of the badge boost glitch. That's gonna raise all our stats, depending on what badges we've got. He uses Sludge on us and gets a critical hit. Now, critical hits ignore any boosts that you have to your stats, which is why that did so much damage. We've used 3 growths. We're gonna use Body Slam. It doesn't KO it. I think we just stick to the 3 boosts for this one. Next, he's going to send out Muck. Muck, again, we're going to use Body Slam on. It does about a third. Muck hits us with a Sludge. It does 20 odd damage. He's doing so much damage to us. It's unreal. There you go. We've got 4 health left. We're obviously not going to do this one this time. We're going to need a couple of extra levels before we manage to get past Koga. Body Slam again. Coughing is fully paralyzed, but it does hit us with a Sludge and knocks us out. So, what I do next is I do a do I reset? I don't know what I was doing there. And then we go off and we get some levels. So we'll come back for our second attempt. Okay, Koga, attempt number 2. We've gained some levels and we've come back for another attempt. We are now level 50. I think I use all 6 growths. That's 4, 5, 6 growths. I use Mega Drain to get some health back. I use Mega Drain and Muck to get some health back as well. We one-shot the second Coughing with it. And we 3-shot the Wheezing. Really easy, really simple with the badge boost glitch. I don't even think we've got a special boost yet, so that wasn't actually the badge boost glitch that was helping us. I think the special boost you get off Sabrina, who we've not beaten yet. We are on our way to go and fight her now, though. So, Sylph Company is next, so another Giovanni fight, and then Sabrina. Totally forgot the next rival fight, so goes about as well as you expect. He gets a couple of wing attacks off. It took 3 body slams to take out his Pidgeot. We're going to set up growths on Execute. Because Execute can't really do anything to us. We get all 6 off. We get all our health back from Execute. Gyarados, we finish off getting our health back. He's a 2-shot. Alakazam should be a 1-shot with Body Slam. And Charizard, hit with Body Slam, with Paralyze. Charizard at that point still only has Ember, so it really wouldn't have been too much of an issue. We get Lapras here for Surf and Strength. And then our next fight is actually with Giovanni after we beat this random grunt. Who, I mean, we one-shot everything that he's got. Mostly because 2 of his Pokemon are ground types. So yeah, fight with Giovanni. A few times I remember to save. So, Giovanni starts off by sending out Nidorino. Nidorino, the only thing it can do to us is Poison Sting. We're going to Body Slam it. I think it's a 2-shot. It thinks Poison Sting is super effective against us because we're Grass Poison type, as I explained earlier. So it's just going to use Poison Sting, which isn't going to do any damage because it is a bad move. Next up is Kangaskhan. This is the last time we see is Kangaskhan. We use Razor Leaf on it. We are like almost 20 levels higher than it. We get a critical hit. We one-shot it, obviously. Rhyhorn is next. It's Quad Reat to Grass. I decide that I want to get my health back. So we do that. And then lastly is Nidoqueen. I use Razor Leaf on this one. Okay. Razor Leaf, we get a crit. We almost KO it. It uses Poison Sting. It does 8 damage. We're fine. I had insult to injury and tried to get my health back. And then it hits us with another Poison Sting, which only does 7 damage for the second time. And then we finish it off with a Body Slam. Next up is the Psychic Gem, which we do have a disadvantage. Being a Poison type, it is super effective against us. So we'll see how we go. Okay, time for badge number 6. We've got the Psychic Gym Leader, Sabrina. Sabrina is going to start off by sending out Kadabra. Kadabra is a potential problem, but we should take it out with Body Slam. We are high enough level now. There we go, 1 shot. Her Alakazam at the end might also be a problem, so I believe I set up here on Mr. Mime. Not sure what I'm doing. There we go. We set up on Mr. Mime, so that's 1 growth. Mr. Mime's going to use Light Screen and Reflect. He uses Confusion. I was like, oh, he's got Confusion. I thought his only attacking move was Double Slap. Turns out it's not. I only used 3 and then got health back. So I was like, 3 is probably enough to knock out Alakazam. Get all the health back. It keeps using Barrier to raise its defense. I'm like, I'm just going to use a special attack, mate. See you later. Next up is Venomoth. Not sure what I used on Venomoth. Do I finish setting it up here on Venomoth? Uses Leech Life, which is super effective. I think it's actually quad effective. I think Bug is super effective against Poison in Gen 1. It takes off most of our health. We're fully set up now. We've used 6 growths. Mega Drain doesn't do that much damage because it's quad resists. We get an unfortunate critical hit. As I said earlier, if you get a critical hit, it actually ignores stat boosts. That includes any stat boosts that you have. So it means you do less damage if you get a critical hit, which is a problem. But we managed to take out the Venomoth. We've got most of our health back. We're over 100. We should be fine. As long as we outspeed the Alakazam, which we do, it should be a 1-shot with Body Slam. There we go. That is Sabrina beat. So our next badge now is the Fire Gym on Cinnabar Island with good old Blaine. Okay, time for the Blaine fight. We do have a weakness here to his fire types, so this could potentially be a bit dodgy. We're going to set up against the Growlithe. Growlithe is only going to use agility on us because, oh no, it does actually uses Ember twice. He uses agility 3 times first just because he thinks it's super effective, and then obviously Ember, but by the time he uses Ember we've already got quite a big amount of special boosts. We smashed through everything else. We paralyzed the Rapidash, we paralyzed the Arcanine with Body Slam. he didn't really stand much of a chance after the badge boost. So, yeah. Next up, then, is Giovanni. Again, in his gym. Okay, Giovanni, this fight is going to go how you were going to expect it to go. His first Pokemon is Rhyhorn, which is quad weak to grass. Dugtrio goes down in one Razor Leaf as well. Nidoqueen soon follows in a Razor Leaf and a Mega Drain. Nidoking, he tries using Guard Spec, Poison Sting. It's all useless. We KO the Nidoking in 2 Razor Leaves. Then Rhydon comes out. We use Razor Leaf on it. It is level 50, but like we knock it out in one shot. It's quad weak to grass. Easy fight. Which does then bring us on to our next rival fight. Just before we go and take on the Elite Four. Okay, rival fight number 7. I think it's number 7. Pidgeot comes out first. It uses agility because it thinks it's super effective. I set up 2 growths and then finish it off with the second body slam. Then his Rhydon comes out. I'm just going to set up more growths. And he KOs us. And I was like, oh, well, that was a bit of an issue there. We're going to go again. Didn't think he was going to KO us there, but there you go. Pidgeot comes out again. Body Slam. I think we just KO it this time with Body Slam. Wing Attack does quite a bit of damage with it being super effective. So we're on, what, half health by the time we go into Rhyhorn. There we go, we level up. Now, I believe I set up on the Rhyhorn. Yeah, there we go, growth. It uses Fury Attack. Fury Attack's basically the only thing it can do to do damage. It's 2 growths. Now, it uses Tail Whip here, which will also give me a badge boost. It will reduce my defense anyway, but that is 4 badge boosts that we've got. And we are pretty much full health. Next up is Execute, which we use Body Slam on. We don't quite KO it. It's fully paralyzed. Hit it with a second one. Knocks it out. Next up is Gyarados. Gyarados we use Mega Drain on to get the rest of our health back. Mostly knocks it out. It's very close. Uses Bite. And crits us, which was an absolute pain. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I got health back. And then it uses Bite and gets a crit. Next up is Alakazam. Alakazam should be a one-shot with Body Slam, I think. There we go, yep. One shot with Body Slam. And then Charizard. Now, at this point, Charizard does have Flamethrower. So he is a little bit more dangerous than he was last time we fought him. Yeah, there we go, Flamethrower. I think this is a critical hit. And I believe the next fight goes the same way. We get to the Charizard and he crits us. So just get the winning fight. Okay, this one should be the winning fight against our rival. We start off using Body Slam and knock out his Pidgeot. Then we set up against the Rhyhorn. Tries Fallen Drill and stuff like that. Doesn't affect it. We've got much higher speed than what the Rhyhorn has. We go full health. We knock out the Execute with 2 Body Slams. Mega Drain on the Gyarados. Body Slam on the Alakazam. Charizard comes out, hit it with a Body Slam, will paralyze it. Flamethrower this time doesn't get a critical hit. We do get burnt though, but it's what it is. And then there we go. We've defeated our rival for the last time before the champion fight. That rival fight actually took, I think it was 5 or 6 attempts, because every time I got to the Charizard, it critical hit me with the flamethrower and one shot. So yeah, that was a bit unlucky. But next up, we are going to the Elite Four and the end of the run. This is obviously the hardest part of the room. You'll see my first attempt at the Elite Four. Generally, from what I remember, what happens with Bulbasaur is we get all the way to Agatha, and Agatha absolutely wrecks us because we don't really have anything to battle Agatha's ghost with. That, and there's lots of confusion and stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll have a go at the Elite Four. Okay, I'll show you guys my first attempt at the Elite Four, and then we'll come back for the winning attempt. So, we're going to start off with Ice Trainer Lorelei, and we are level 62, so we're fairly high, and we're going to start using growths on the Dugong. And then I realised that it's got an Ice type move. And I'm like, oh, probably shouldn't set up against Dugong, but then it uses Rest. So I think we set up 3, and then like it uses Aurora Beam again, and I'm like, probably shouldn't. We use Mega Drain on it, almost knocks it out. We almost get our full health back, and then it goes to sleep. So I'm like, oh, might as well get the rest of our stat boost. Then I use Razor Leaf. It doesn't get a critical hit, which means it does the extra damage, which is great. Against Callisto, we use Mega Drain again. It does actually have lowest special, I believe, so that would have done more damage anyway. Here's the Pokemon that I should have set up against. Slowbro can only use Amnesia because it's a Psychic type move and is therefore super effective. Razor Leaf doesn't KO it, and she decides to use a Super Potion because of course she does. Second one KOs it, so we're fine. So that's Slowbro down. Next up is Jinx. Jinx is very defensively frail, but I decide to use Razor Leaf on it instead. Ice Punch shouldn't do much damage because we're Razor special through the roof, so we're fine. Body Slam on Jinx finishes it off, and then we have Lapras. What do we use? Mega Drain. Mega Drain on Lapras. Doesn't quite KO it. We are very, very close there, but she does use a Super Potion. So, we'll finish off with Razor Leaf. So that's Lorelei. And we go on to Bruno. Bruno is going to start out with Onyx, which it's an easy one-shot with Razor Leaf. Most of these have got really bad special defense, so it's like Hitmonchan goes down in one shot, Hitmonlee's one shot, Onyx again is one shot. Machamp isn't. Machamp takes a couple of hits, so that's 3 shots, and Machamp is down. Now we go on to the Ghost Trainer Agatha, and this is where the run in the Elite Four for the first attempt fails. I'm going to start trying to set up growths straight away because I kind of need to. Only problem is Gengar has Confuse Ray, so we end up hitting ourselves in confusion, and then it uses Hypnosis, which just puts us straight to sleep. And then it uses Dream Eater and takes us out with 2 Dream Eaters. And that is an end to our first attempt. What I actually do is I go off now and I get a load of levels and I do come back. I'm only level 63. I'm a solo Bulbasaur. I figured I probably need some more levels and stuff, so I get Pidgey out. I think I get Lapras out at some point. We fight a load of trainers, we come back with a bunch of levels. So I will now show you the winning attempt at the Elite Four. Okay, this should be the winning run for the Elite Four. We start off with Ice Trainer Lorelei. We are now level 81. Dugong goes down in 1 Razor Leaf. Cloyster goes down in 1 Razor Leaf. Slowbro goes down in 1 Razor Leaf. Jinx doesn't go down in 1 Body Slam, but it was close. It did get paralyzed and she's Super Potion anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Lapras went down in 1 shot. Next up is Bruno. Onyx comes out first. We use Mega Drain for whatever reason, not entirely sure why. We Razor Leaf, Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Mega Drain on Onyx. Razor Leaf on Machamp. We take it out with a critical hit. Easy peasy. Agatha. Now what would make Agatha a lot easier is if I'd have kept Sleep Powder. The Gengar has confused us. It put us to sleep. We woke straight up, which was good. We are confused no more. It's trying to use Super Potions. Doesn't really matter. We take out the Gengar, finally. Now, the Golbat has used Haze on us, which means any stat boosts that we did have, including the initial stat boosts, have now gone. So we use the rest of our growths on Haunter, and then we finish it off with a Razor Leaf and a Mega Drain. We one-shot the Arbok. Gengar comes out. We use a couple of Razor Leafs. We eventually take it out. Easy peasy. He says. That's like the 10th attempt at Agatha, or something silly like that. Anyway. Dragon Trainer Lance. Dragon Trainer Lance is really actually quite easy with Bulbasaur. He says as he almost gets one shot with the Gyarados Hyper Beam. The Dragonair and the Dragonite at the end can't actually do any damage to Bulbasaur, so we set up on the Dragonair. We get as much health back as possible. We do the same on the next Dragonair, get as much health back as possible. Aerodactyl's the one that we've got to watch out for, but we one-shot it with Razor Leaf. And then we come up against Dragonite. We get a clutch critical hit with Body Slam. And we take it out. Which leaves us to the champion fight, which I forget to heal for. So we're level 82. And I start trying to set up on Pidgeot. It does use Mirror Move, which is like, okay, you use Mirror Move and Growth. Like, you don't use special attacks, it's fine. It uses Wing Attack, which is the best choice of moves it really could use. We've used 2 growths. It's now going to try and do Sky Attack. We take it out before it manages to, which is great. Next up is Alakazam. The first time we fought Alakazam, it does actually use Psychic on us and one-shots us. Not this time though. We hit it with a Body Slam, we take it out with 1 shot. And we level up, which means any badge boosts have now gone. However, Rhydon comes out next, and we use Growth again. It's going to use Horn Drill. It's not going to be able to hit us with Horn Drill. I think the only attack it's got is Stomp. It uses Lay. Lay is another badge boost glitch for us. So that's 6 boosts we've got now. 7 with Tail Whip. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, we can't heal ourselves with Mega Drain, unfortunately, but we can take out the Rhydon with a Razor Leaf. Now, the issue with Razor Leaf is, obviously, critical hit means that any boosts that we've got don't count. We've got 3 Body Slams left. We obviously need to save some for Charizard. We don't manage to take out the Executor with the Body Slam, which was a bit of an issue. So we swapped to using Razor Leaf and take it out with Razor Leaf. Next up is Gyarados. Obviously, we're going to use Razor Leaf on Gyarados. It's normal effective, so we should be okay with that. We are 20 levels higher. We get a crit. It doesn't KO it. It uses Hyper Beam. which does a bunch of damage. Almost takes us out. Almost takes us out. We're on 18 health. 18 health. And I'm like, oh no. We're going to have to do another run. This is going to be another run. 18 health. We're not going to defeat Charizard with 18 health. We're going to give it a try. We're going to hit it with Body Slam, hope with one shot. We don't one shot. We do paralyze it though. But it uses Fire Spin. And I'm like, oh no. We're going to be slowly killed to death. He uses Fire Spin. It hits second time. And it stops. And we managed to KO it with Body Slam with 4 health left. 4 health left. Absolutely couldn't believe it. First proper Pokemon Challenge run, and we finish off by beating Red's Charizard with 4 health left. Crazy scenes. Anyway, that is my, as I say, first challenge run with Bulbasaur. I'm going to do one with every single Gen 1 Pokemon. Some of them we're going to have to get a bit creative with, because they're not possible to do them. But we did Bulbasaur. We finished at level 83, so we're going to see how it matches up against the other starters, other Pokemon and what have you. Hopefully we can finish them on a lower level as I learn more skills, figure out the best skill set. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.